As we already learned in this class, news releases provide ideas and information that eventually become the news. To do so, a news release must contain newsworthy information. If the release is a whole lot of fluff without any actual news, it won't get printed anywhere. A news release also needs a clear presentation. If it doesn't catch a journalist's eye, it won't ever become a news story. And finally, many PR specialists form personal relationships with reporters and editors to help get their material published. They learn who's interested in what kinds of stories to help them understand where and when those stories are likely to run. So what can you write a news release about? Pretty much anything, if it conveys something newsworthy. You can use a news release to promote an upcoming event, which is the most common reason the radio station I work with uses news releases. You can convey breaking news, announce personnel matters, hirings and promotions among your staff, publicize a milestone like an anniversary or reaching 10,000 Twitter followers. You could present statistical data, alert citizens about safety or health issues, or provide an update on a community cause. I've written several news releases for the NC State Student Media website, studentmedia.ncsu.edu, and this one is my favorite. A group of my students created a large-scale, data-driven, generative artwork for display on the 20-foot art wall at the James B. Hunt Jr. Library over on NC State's Centennial campus. They won second place in a competition to create the work, and the story was picked up across campus and local publications, as well as some national media outlets like the blog Radio Survivor, College Music Journal, the Southeastern Librarian, and even Digital Signage Today. A lot of these 10 tips for writing a better news release you'll recognize. First, use an engaging headline. Most press releases are emailed, so if your subject line is bland and boring, the email won't even be opened. Likewise, give it a compelling lead. This is where you make your pitch to a reporter. Try to answer the "why should I care" question to encourage further reading. Avoid distortion and exaggeration. It's a PR person's job to present the company or organization in the best possible light. But journalists are trained to see through the fluff and never, ever lie. Journalists will fact check and catch you in a web of deceit. Avoid jargon and technical terminology. You can use acronyms all you want in internal communication memos, but if the average person can't follow your news release, the average person is never going to see it printed. Use proper newspaper style. While I've mentioned more than once that you should never print a news release word for word, sometimes it does happen. Now, I sent out the news release on the last slide to the NC State Division of Academic and Student Affairs, who then posted the story on their website, word for word. A coworker actually forwarded me the link with the comment, "They stole your story and didn't give you any credit." I replied, that is exactly what I hoped they would do. Now, printing news releases verbatim is actually the only time a journalist can essentially get away with plagiarism. And the better they're written, in proper newspaper style, the more likely it is to be reprinted, word for word. Moving on to the next 5 tips. Keep it crisp and tight. Most press releases are a 1-page, 2-pager at the absolute most. Stress the benefits, both to the reader and to the reporter. Answer that "so what" question. Proofread carefully. One tiny mistake can undermine your whole credibility. You want to deliver the news release at the right time. Don't send out a news release for an event happening later that day. Chances are the journalist won't even see the release until after the event has passed. Likewise, don't wait a week to send a post-event press release. Finally, deliver the news release to the right person. If your news release is about a new fashion line, don't send it to the education reporter. Send your release to those who'll be interested in printing it, but don't clutter people's inboxes by sending the same release to everyone who works for the newspaper.